and welcome to the Bot Box. Way back in episode 66, I talked about Spawn Again, the third robot team Scutterbots entered into Robot Wars. Today, we go right back to the very start. Say hello to Scutter's Revenge. Scutter's Revenge was a box with a sloped top, armed with a scoop. It had red, white, black stripes, red eyes, and had messages written on. The most notable one was "Oh, behave!" Oh, and yes, Scutter's Revenge's name was a reference to the Scutters on Red Dwarf. They, Team Scutterbots that is, said they had the most extreme motors in Robot Wars 2. They made their debut in Series 3 and found home in Heat M, first facing axe-wielding bot Zeus. Yes, that's right, an axe. Not a lightning bolt, an axe. Zeus doesn't strike me as a god who'd wield an axe, pun not intended. Anyway, to battle. The battle started with Scutter's Revenge slowly pushing Zeus into a wall, and then over an arena grill. This caused Zeus to lose the spike of its axe. And then Scutter's Revenge shoved Zeus into the pit of oblivion. It was Judgment Day for Zeus, as Remy from Team Scutterbots said. Next up was Thermidor, pre-flipper and pre-spelling correction, so its weapon was its claws. Yes, it looked like a lobster. Scutter's Revenge got off to a decent start, but Thermidor was nippier than Zeus was and wasn't as easy to push around. In fact, Thermidor did the pushing for a bit until Thermidor tried to attack head-on, allowing Scutter's Revenge to shove Thermidor into the pit too. So it was Judgment Day for Thermidor. A cute lobster puns. Oh, and Craig Charles asked what a scutter was. No, really. Check the heat. Next up was the pyramid-shaped spinner that is Pussycat. Team Scutterbot said it was Judgment Day for Pussycat and that the last thing you do each day is put the cat out, which was exactly what they were going to do. Funny, that's not the last thing I do each day. The last thing I do each day is turn the light off and go to sleep. But then again, I don't own a cat. Pussycat being Pussycat, it was a lot more of a slippery customer than Zeus or Thermidor were. But Scutter's Revenge still drove Pussycat into a wall. Repeatedly, until Pussycat attacked Scutter's Revenge. Its blade choice was noticed. Remember this. Pussycat then nearly drove into Sergeant Bash, evaded Scutter's Revenge, and drove into the wall, where its spinning saw blade shattered. Cue more shoving by Scutter's Revenge until Scutter's Revenge suddenly slowed down and got pushed by Pussycat until Scutter's Revenge stopped moving and started gently smoking. It's motor smoking, that is. Matilda put Scutter's Revenge on the flame pit. Great, throw some actual fire into the mix. Sakil put Scutter's Revenge on the floor flipper, where it was flipped over. So, I hear you say, Pussycat won that fight, right? This is where we talk about what I thought of Scutter's Revenge. Well, no. That's not what's happening here. You see, despite Pussycat KOing Scutter's Revenge, a team Scutterbots were even interviewed as the losing team. Pussycat's shattered blade meant a rule violation was in play, and the judges were deciding on whether or not to disqualify Pussycat for the hardened steel blade that shattered, because it wasn't allowed. And Pussycat was disqualified, meaning Scutter's Revenge was in the semis by default. It could be fixed in 20 minutes, as Scutter's Revenge was mostly fine, so for them, Judgement Day had been postponed. Next for them was Pneumatic Spikebot 101, which you might remember from last week. Scutter's Revenge was quick to get on the attack, nearly turning 101 over twice. As a result, 101 got too close to Shunt, a read actually in Shunt's corner patrol zone, and only just missed Shunt's axe. So Scutter's Revenge kept trying to push 101 back into Shunt, but 101 was having none of that, electing to go after Scutter's Revenge's rear end, the more vulnerable part. Then Scutter's Revenge went all sluggish as 101 pushed into Shunt, where Scutter's Revenge died. So Shunt axed Scutter's Revenge, and Skillet pushed Scutter's Revenge away. Cease was called soon afterwards. Lord knows what would happen to Scutter's Revenge otherwise. Q1 last Red Dwarf reference. Trust anything called a Scutter not to clean up. But what about Judgement Day for Scutter's Revenge? It had been postponed, according to the team, again. But Philippa was having none of that, and pointed out that Judgement Day was here and now. Team Scutterbots also said that the son of Scutter will be there next year, as in the year after Series 3. So Scutter's Revenge would not be returning. Not for Series 4. Remy would not return either. I do actually remember seeing Scutter's Revenge vs Pussycat on TV. I was 6 at the time, and was very stunned at Pussycat's exit. I thought Pussycat was going to go through. Still, Scutter's Revenge didn't mess about and won quickly. It wasn't spectacular, but it did have some luck on side, notably with how it got through to the semis, and it would have been hard to stand out in its heat anyway. It shared heat with Pussycat, Cassius, and Plunderstorm after all. It could have done with being more reliable too. It only broke down twice, but still, breaking down twice ain't good. So, time to see who's next. Who is next? This one. Spike. Take a flying guess as to what Spike's armed with, and post it in the comments. Until next week, Carlson244, out.